name is Sumisola Adeyemi,
My name is Emmanuel Adeyemi.
and we are the AFAM. Welcome to another episode of our YouTube. What will we be talking about today, babe? We're talking about a spicy topic, y'all. Like very, very spicy topic.
Money.
Money.
Your money is my money. My money is my money. And
Yeah,
our
all the
money is my
monies and the ownership of the monies.
You all know yourselves.
Yes. Something we've heard over and over with marriage is people asking questions about money. Who makes the most money? How did your parents, handle money? And how should we have a joint account or should we have a separate account?
Yeah.
We'll be talking about everything today, so stay tuned.
Just get
You
into it,
already
guys.
know.
Yeah.
Yep, you already know. Like, share, subscribe. Share with your enemies, your friends, and your acquaintances.
No, you keep saying enemies.
Yeah.
How many enemies do you have?
Not a lot. I don't know them, but
Do you
they
think
know
they
me.
have any enemies too?
I think everybody should have an enemy, at least one. Just saying.
Just kidding. Yeah.
Okay, babe. Let's dive into it. How are you doing?
I don't know. Just chilling. Not much to do at work.
Yeah. As at the time we are recording this.
Getting back into work. But yeah, I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well. I obviously don't want to go back to work because I dread going back.
Don't we all want to?
Yeah, so I just want to enjoy. I've been on PTO for like 3 weeks. I really have no excuse, but that's how I'm doing.
It's just never enough.
It's never enough. Okay, let's dive into the questions we have for today. Emmanuel, what was your mindset about money growing up? So as a single man growing up in the Adeyemi family, what was your mindset about money?
So, my background was quite humble. We didn't really have a lot, for me growing up. My mom had to work, really hard to, cater for the family. My dad also did his best, as best as he could. And so for us, we didn't really have surplus. So one thing I know for sure is we were modest, we were conservative, but most of all, we were happy, regardless of, whatever was happening.
Were you guys happy or were you just content?
We were happy.
We were happy.
Family was happy.
Okay.
And for some reason, there was just this hope as well that, we don't have a lot now, we're going to have more than enough in the future.
Yeah.
Everyone was young, all my siblings were young. Yeah. So the concept of money, for me, I grew up, baby of the house. My siblings, they took care of me. I lacked nothing, let me put it that way. And one of the things we did growing up is we would get Christmas clothes, everyone would get gifts, especially at this time of the year. And I think one of the things we looked forward to was the gifts we would get and the Christmas clothes. I would get the glasses.
If you grew up in Nigeria.
Toy phone.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that was just the biggest thing I look forward to. Outside of that, my daily needs were taken care of. I didn't say I wanted more than I had. I was content.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, what else was out there.
Right. You didn't know what you were missing.
My mom was a superwoman. She made sure everyone was comfortable. As much as she could try. But yeah, growing up, I realized, some things were not there. Things I would have loved growing up as a child. Now I have a child, so it's easy to compare.
Our child is spoiled. Yeah.
I had a very good childhood.
I didn't have a room growing up.
Yeah.
We had the children's room, which is like everybody's room, like all the children. We had like 4 siblings, and my cousin was living with us, and any other cousin that comes, that was the room.
Yeah.
But I think my point of view about money growing up, I didn't think about money growing up, I actually take that back. I didn't think about money for the most part because it was just not what I thought about. But then my dad had like a crisis in his business at one point, and we had to pull out of school. We went to private school, and that was when I was like, so like the money comes from somewhere, and sometimes it can finish, and all of that tension.
Somebody's paying for this uniform.
Yeah, somebody's paying for it. Yeah. But anyways.
But I think normally as children, you don't really think about it. If your parents are really, on top of things.
Yeah, but
now with 21st century, it's a little bit different.
Yeah,
you want your children to be, financially savvy.
I digress. I was going to ask, do you want Amanda to think about money?
yeah, in a good way.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah.
especially in the US, the society is built on financial knowledge, financial savviness. So there are ways you can bring up your kids where they are not really, not on the lack side,
Mm-hmm.
but on the knowledge side, where hey, this is money. This is how to make money. This is how
Yeah,
to spend money. When
yeah,
you spend money, this is how you get taxed. When you make money and all
yeah,
that,
yeah.
just financial knowledge. I think
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
also common sense to know that, money
yeah,
is a resource and resources are, is it
limited.
finite or what's the word they say? Is it
Yeah, it's
finite?
finite. Yeah,
Yeah, so,
limited.
it's coming from somewhere. Anyways, I don't want to
Yeah.
like sit on this question for too long. How did that background about money and my background about money, how do you think it showed up in our marriage?
Hmm. It's not even about. Okay, so my background, like I said, was very passive. It was not something
Mm-hmm.
we actively spoke about or brought up. So our marriage here, we have conversations about money all the time, as you should.
Mm-hmm.
Um, every single month, I believe we do, uh, paycheck to paycheck budgeting. We bring paychecks together as a family.
I'm going to stop you though. How did your background and my background influence our marriage? And I'll give an example. Like
Oh, I
my background, my dad worked, my mom was a stay at home mom.
see.
And for whatever reason, I just wanted to work. I refused to be a stay at home mom. Since I can remember being a
Way back.
young adult. So, like your dynamics of money growing up. And I think another thing for me is when I need something, I just want to buy it because I don't know. That's the way I was brought up. You don't really, I don't want to say you don't save for rainy days, but there's no common sense behind money. It's just like spend and like tomorrow will take care of itself. But I feel like your background is different in the sense that there's common sense behind money. There's that it will finish show behind money, and there's that what are we building towards without money. Like you guys built a house even though you said you were not uber rich, but your family was able to build a house and do all of that. I feel like my family, my nuclear immediate family, my I have polygamy, so I'm not talking about the big family, but like my immediate family, we were very comfortable, but there was nobody was talking about building a house or any of that stuff. We were just comfortable, full stop. So how do you think that showed up? I mean, I've said some things about how I
Oh
think it
yeah, I think
showed
you've
up.
answered the
Yeah,
question.
I think I
Just
answered the
go
question. But yeah,
ahead.
that's how it showed up. And this question is really targeted for you guys. If you're listening, you're dating somebody or you are married, and your money fight might just be because of where you came from. So maybe in your family they are liberal about money. Maybe in your spouse's family they're more conservative. Just watching out for that and
Yeah,
seeing how that works.
and just picking back off what the examples you gave. Um, yeah, and I see it. I see it. It shows up every single day. I think it makes sense. If there is a spender and there is a saver
I feel like there's
in
always a spender
in
and
every
there's always
marriage,
a
and not like
saver.
you're saving, you too, you spend obviously,
Yeah,
or
but
like
you
you're
have more
spending,
common
spending, spending.
sense
Yeah,
than
yeah.
the spender.
Just the spectrum, where you
Yeah.
are on the spectrum. I might be far right, she's far left, but we try to, meet in the middle. Do we need to spend this much? How much do we have saved? We have those conversations.
Mhm.
But yeah, it should show up every now and then in every single person's marriage.
Yeah.
Conversations like that should show up.
Yeah. So I'm going to go. I'm just going to dive head into it. Um. So let's talk about marriage and finances. So now we are married. I have a paycheck. You have a paycheck. Sometimes some people are just one household family.
Yep.
Can we talk through the people about our money dynamics and why we chose that dynamics, and then maybe give some insight to people who are like, oh, like, do we want to join accounts? Do we, how does that
Yeah.
work? What if the other, what if the other person is irresponsible with money? I'm going to be working hard and be giving my money to this
Right.
person
Right.
and all of that. Before we dive in, I just really, before Emmanuel answers, and he's going to tell you, he's the CFO of our family, so he's going to tell you about our dynamics. I just want to say, when people fight about money, there's a deeper thing going on. There's a trust issue going on. I do not think money fights are just not surface. It's not about the currency. It's about trust. It's about other things going on.
Right.
And the analogy we use is that
That's very true.
if you can sleep with somebody, like you can
Yeah.
give your body to the person you're married to. So meaning you can get STD, you can get HIV, you can get whatever from this person. but your money you can't submit it, and be like collaborate together with your
Yeah.
money. There's something going on, like because I feel like your body should be the highest.
Yeah.
Like oh my god, like it's
Yeah.
my
You
body.
need to speak to a therapist.
Yeah, maybe we are not qualified for that. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
challenging you to think, why is there something unsettling when it comes to money with my spouse? Anyways, talk about the dynamics, babe.
Yeah. So I think for us, we did a joint account,
Yeah,
and
it was a no-brainer.
yeah.
I don't even think we ever sat down to be like, do you want to combine your money? Oh, actually, when we first got married,
Yeah.
we did long distance. And I was trying to force to do a joint account. And the money was like, the joint is not joint. It's not joint. It doesn't make sense.
At
You
that
earn in
time, it's
dollars,
not gonna work.
I earn in naira. It's not making any sense. So we kept it apart. But after Emmanuel moved to the US, we did
And
the
you just
joint
imagine
account.
it won't be fair to you because
Yeah.
you're making your paycheck in dollars, and
Yeah.
I'll just be spending the dollars in naira in Nigeria. It's not fair to you. But yeah, we did the joint account.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I struggled with, coming to the US was
Mm-hmm.
somebody at some point was going to work and say, it's okay for me to go to school for like 2-3 years
Yeah.
while she works and takes care of the family. And honestly, there is no brags or anything. I totally appreciated that gesture. Talking about it now, just made me realize how far you're willing to go to sacrifice for a family.
You see, I didn't even think
As
it
far
was
as the
anything
hand
big.
justifies,
The means, yeah.
I just could not do it, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we had to bring, everybody had to bring.
Yeah,
something to the
we're
table.
gonna do an episode on conflict, and we're gonna go
Yeah.
dive deep into what Emmanuel just explained. But yeah, that was one of, I will say it was a major conflict. We're not throwing punches or anything, but we argued about it for a while, for sure.
And bringing something to the table. Even the Bible says, can two work together except they agree. I feel like when you guys pull yourselves, into a marriage, you're not separate anymore. You're one.
Yeah.
And as that unit, everything should be one. Your dream should be one. Your goals should be one. You should agree on every single thing, and that also includes money. And it's sad to see that people would think your money is your money, my money is my money.
Yeah.
Which begs the question of, and I know it's difficult. Money is very difficult. When you combine your money with somebody else's.
It's emotional.
It's oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
And that's why most divorce it's because of money, right?
Yeah. Most times, yeah.
But for us, we sat down, we realized, hey, this is the things we want to achieve. These are the things we want to achieve.
Yeah.
It's faster to achieve these
Yep.
things.
Yep.
Combining incomes together.
Yep.
It's so easy. As against separating. I mean, it's stressful. Come on. So every single month I will come to you and I'll say, hey, okay, I've paid you. Yeah, let's pay mortgage. Like
let's divide mortgage in half.
Like, no, bro.
Amanda wants to buy diaper. Let's divide diaper in half.
Life is too short.
Like, we say we have the central bank of Adeyemi. Like we have a central bank, CBA, call it whatever you want to call it. Where at the end of the month, like I want to give you guys practical things we do, right? We have a joint account and we have personal accounts too. At the end of the month, your money gets into your personal account. Well, not at the end of the month, they pay bi-weekly in the US. But when the money enters your account, you transfer it to the joint, and then Emmanuel is the CFO. I'm gonna say Emmanuel is the CFO. I'm not saying Emmanuel spends all the money. So if Emmanuel thinks, oh, there's this long lost uncle, I want to send $2,000 this month, I'm just going to pull money from the account and send the money. Uncle will be alright. So we actually agree on what we spend the money on. And then Emmanuel just distributes and it disperses the money. I think something else to add is that sometimes, let's be honest, like we are human beings, sometimes we have to work towards agreeing on what to spend the money on. Like sometimes I want to do a vacation and Emmanuel is like, it doesn't make sense, we can't do a vacation. And what we have noticed is when we don't agree on something, it just burns you at the end, and I'll explain. So say Amanda wants to go to a daycare. If I agree that this is the daycare we should go, and Emmanuel is like, at the end of the day, stay at the daycare for 2 years, 3 years, you will come back and be like, because we did not agree, it's going to burn. And same thing, there are things Emmanuel has wanted, and I've been like, I don't know. And at the end of the day, it just doesn't work. But whenever we both are like stuck about something, we're like, this is what we're going to do, it's always a hit, like always a hit.
And that begs the question that love, trust, understanding. How well do you love your spouse? That's obviously basic. Trust. Your spouse is coming to you and saying, hey, I need this thing. and let's say the spender, yeah, and then the saver is saying, "Oh, this doesn't make sense."
Mm-hmm.
Are you actively listening to what your spouse is telling you?
Yeah, it doesn't
Because
make sense now. Will it make sense
right,
in,
right, right,
you know,
exactly. You're
or
not
it will never make
turning it down
sense?
outrightly. So if somebody's
Yeah,
saying, "Oh, I want to
yeah,
travel," I'm like, "Oh,
yeah,
it doesn't make sense." It's
yeah,
because it doesn't make sense for right now.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's an exchange. I hear what
Mm-hmm.
she's saying. She needs to
Mm-hmm.
also hear what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the way money fights should naturally just die down. If you
Yeah,
guys understand that, okay, my
yeah.
spouse
You're
is not
serving each
actively
other.
trying
You are
to
kind.
deny
Yeah,
me in a
yeah,
way, I just understand where it's coming from, and I
yeah,
understand where she's coming
yeah,
from. And then
yeah.
eventually, when it works out, it's beautiful.
Yep.
It's sweet. Everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to talk about career. Another thing I've heard people say is, how do you balance people earning different things and then combining money together? Doesn't it feel like somebody is working for the other person? I'm going to.
Down is let's talk about when women had more than
We will talk about when women earn more
men.
than men. I'm saving the best for the last. I'm saving the best for the last. I just want to say, when you are like, oh, my husband earns two times of what I earn, is it fair for us to combine money and then we are spending it? Obviously, when you combine money, both families are enjoying from the money.
Oh yeah.
Like, so now my family is getting the same thing his family is getting. Is that, all of that stuff? I think the foundation of that is selfishness. And where there's selfishness, love cannot exist. For God so loved the
True.
world that He
Gave.
gave. So if you're somewhere calculating how many cents difference you have than your husband, and that's why you won't combine, again, go back to the foundation of the marriage. Like,
Right.
there's plenty question mark.
Mhm.
It's not about money. Leave money one side. Go and talk to a therapist. Why do you feel that need? And also for the men, which would be a good segue to what you said, if the wife is earning more than you, and that's like the reason for your heartache in your life, it goes down to envy. Why are you envying your wife if you love your wife, right? If you love your wife as yourself, if you got a promotion at work, would you be mad at yourself? And if you have that mentality of Central Bank of Adeyemi, right? Your wife's promotion is your promotion. So you're like, yay, we get to make money together. We get more money as a unit. Not that, oh, my wife is getting more money. Obviously, continue pursuing career growth. I know men have ego, and I want to hear from Emmanuel's point of view on this topic. I'm not saying, like, relax, but I'm just saying it shouldn't be a competition. It should be a collaboration. It should be a unit. But yeah, let's talk about the topic you brought up. When women earn more than men, there's a statistic that says women make more money than men, and obviously those women are married somewhere. Some of them are married. Nobody's talking about it, so we are authentic.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about it. When a woman makes more than a man, and when it's logical. I'll use us as an example. I've lived in the US for 10 years. I went to college in the US. I started building my career in the US. And so naturally, I already know the system. I'm like in corporate America and all of that.
Yeah.
And then you coming from another country, the expectation on you as a man is for you to catch up with me. 10 years versus 3 years.
Right.
To be like, oh no, like, they want you to kill yourself
Yeah.
and automatically catch up with
You're
me.
right.
And when you switch it, if Emmanuel has been living in Nigeria, this Nigeria is a developed country, and he's had his career for 10 years, and I'm coming from, I don't know, Togo to come and live in Nigeria, nobody will put their expectations on me. On why are you not catching up?
Yeah.
What are you doing? So
Yes.
I want to talk about
You
that,
need time.
babe.
Yeah.
Like, talk. How do you
I
feel?
mean,
I want to talk about that.
it's interesting though. I love this topic, and I'm not shy to talk about it at all. And it all boils down to what you said as a unit.
As a
I
unit.
understand my wife. If my wife makes double, at which one point in time she did. She was making double what I was making. I was a new entrant into corporate America. I had to learn the ropes.
Think about it like
I had to
that.
know the market. It was double, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
I didn't see it as
right.
our money, in that sense. We'll still do our monthly budget.
Yeah.
I bring my paycheck, she brings her paycheck, we combine it. And we split it across all our bills.
Yeah, and we enjoy
Get
life
things
together.
Exactly.
It doesn't look like someone who is making less, like physical appearance,
Yeah.
and I don't look like someone who is making more. Like we enjoy, we buy a house, we have a kid,
Yeah.
we enjoy our life together. We go on vacations,
There is no way you can tell, and which sometimes you would come and you've seen some movies where maybe my mom comes around.
No, your friends are not like that.
It's in movies, right? And they're like, "Oh, why are you cooking? Why are you doing the dishes? or wait, what's going on? I'm like, bro, my wife
Let's talk
works,
about
I work,
it.
but right now I'm free
Let's talk
and
about
I can
it.
do the house
Let's talk
chores,
about
So,
it.
but the mother and the mother-in-law is the one that it's the
Yeah,
woman,
yeah,
bringing most of the paycheck. The money you are
yeah,
sending to them,
yeah,
they don't know where it's coming from. So,
yeah,
but it's the onus is on you, to be serious, keep your head straight, and know what you're
yeah,
doing. And
yeah,
ultimately, the order of things, the way God has,
yeah.
ordained things naturally will just fall into
Yeah,
place.
and if you're not a lazy person and you're like working on your own career, right?
Yep,
It's a
yep.
matter of time, right? You would also move up. Like obviously the dynamics has changed now. I'm not making people should not be looking at me like no, this guy must be making bank.
Well,
Not anymore. I'm
you,
not I mean, but not
you're,
like
you're, you're
double
making
anymore.
bank. Are you not making bank?
I am making bank, but
Should
not
we,
like
should we tell them
double.
how much
Why
we're
would we
making?
tell them how much you're making? I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg. People will now start saying in the comment section, I need chemical. Please, oh, please. We're just starting our small family life.
Anyway,
but
you're trying to be humble. It's
but
okay.
all to say, even as you're starting your life, sometimes, obviously, we say we have created, we share things in a created manner, meaning we are just not sharing without common sense, right? Everything
Yeah.
we are sharing because it's going to impact somebody, and there's a thought behind it. So, for example, you can be, vulnerable, but don't sit your in-law down and tell her, I make twice what my husband make or whatever, because then they'll start, those all those attitude. You don't want that, and you don't also want them to look down on your husband, because this common sense of the way it works between us,
Yeah.
not everybody has that. Some people think men really need to slave and kill themselves because they are the provider and the protector. And providing goes beyond just money, right? It means safety. Like when I was pregnant, I would tell you how, oh my God, I feel safe. That's you providing safety to me and all of that. But some people don't have enough common sense. They don't care if the man punches them in the face, provided
Right.
there's money.
Money.
And good luck
Or the
with
man is
that
even
point
actively
of view.
cheating on you.
Oh
That's
yeah, or
providing
some
for
people
you.
they don't mind.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm the main girl. They actually really do not mind if it's like all over the place.
Anyway.
Anyhow, all to say that what we recommend is obviously the joint account system, with the knowledge of knowing that many things happens in relationships. So if you don't feel safe with this person, and if maybe they've cheated on you in the past and taking your money to go and spend on the babe,
Right.
obviously you want to contribute your money with somebody like that. So if you have all of those, we really really encourage you go through therapy. There was a time we went to therapy in our marriage, just for next time. Go through therapy, talk to a professional. Don't go to church and talk to somebody in church. Church is fine, but they might not be trained right. So go to like a licensed therapist and sit with them and talk to them. Let them go to the foundation of what's going on, because usually it's not money, and walk through that. We think when two people come together
Can move
to
mountains.
pursue things, they can move mountains. I tell people, like, never in my wildest dream would we think. We moved to Dallas in 2022 and we bought a house in 2024. So just 2 years. Never would I have thought we would have moved fast like that. It's because two people came together, we agreed and we pursued our goals. And there are so
With
many
God,
other goals. With God, obviously, with the help of
and with
God.
sense.
With common sense, yeah. And there are still many
Yeah.
other goals we are pursuing as a family unit. But I cannot imagine if I'm doing algebra of
All by myself.
my money divided by 4. I will give Emmanuel, all those things, very unnecessary.
Right.
Um,
And I mean, there are some little exceptions, dynamics, like Sumi mentioned. Knowing who you're with,
yeah.
knowing what they are,
And knowing where they are from is
temptations,
really
and
important.
stuff.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
The family you grew up in, really important. And
Like if you think having a joint account is not going to help the other spender, you can set controls on that account. You can do daily monitoring.
it's giving
You
central
can
bank.
can do checks and just follow up.
You
Like,
slap
hey
their
babe,
hand
I saw
when they
this
spend.
happen. What did you if something out of the norm happens? Don't just sit down and say there's understanding. You also need to help each other out. If I'm too stingy, she calls me out, hey, about you're doing too much.
Yeah, like we need to enjoy life, right?
We say we'll be impactful. She uses those.
Yeah, and and sometimes I beg for money in this house. Like I sit down and I'm like, oh, this person non-profit work, and I beg for money. And I think Emmanuel, at the beginning of our marriage, must have thought I was mad, because I was sit down and make good food and be like, babe, this person needs $200, please. And it
Right.
works every time. I'm just saying, you guys.
Mm.
Uh-huh. But I think that's the end of this episode. If where can you find us on Instagram?
Just go to AFAM as well.
Yep.
Same HEY_FAM.
I don't think we have an underscore.
No, it's
We
just
do not.
one word.
It's just
My-
one
my
word.
bad.
Yeah.
I'm not the social media
At
person.
the
Oh, you can tell
AFAM.
already.
Follow us on at the AFAM. Engage with us. Comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
And hopefully this comment was impactful to you as you are in your relationships, looking for some dating and looking to settle down. Be thinking about this at the back of your mind. Let us know if you have any questions. Enter our DM. We're happy to answer questions if you have any. We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace, guys.
Peace.